Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed this morning. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let's get to this roll call, because I'm excited to talk about this. I'm very excited. Bo Deezy, the late bloomer, salute. My brother's keeper in the building. Dirt Gang boss, salute, brother. G. McCall, 704, Joe, Shaquilla Fields, Rick Blackwell, Eric H., Jamal Robinson, Mind of Mansa Musa, I Am Amanda, Razor, Andrew Gray, Young Abel in the building, Marcus Walls, Cameron Fields, salute, sis. Tay, morning, Mark Hairston, Ball Masters Football, Rod Neal, Cortez Bowles. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Haters, smash the dislike button. Have a seat. You're welcome to. I'm only talking boxing. Shout out to what's happening. Main event, Mark, salute. Shout out to what's happening. Really, I could put more faces on here, but I was tired last night. I really was. That's why there was no pep talk last night. I was very tired. The International Quiet Storm, salute to you, good brother. I was just tired last night, but this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. We need to see more of this. And I'm pretty sure if fighters move in this direction, if you give the real supporters of the sport what they want, you'll see a shift. You'll see a change. Peter, what up? And let me explain. You give the real supporters of the sport, the supporters of the what sport? The supporters of the sports. Give us what we want. MXC, salute. Give us what we want. In exchange, we provide what? Our time, our attention, and we support by way of our finances. That's it. That's all we ask for. We pay for this barbaric sport. You entertain us. It's even exchange. King Varney, salute. That's all we ask for. And I say this with that door swings in a way with people who are fans of fighters. Ramel Lane, salute. Now, if you're a fan of a fighter that doesn't get what you want, but you like seeing him fight subpar competition, you see, here's the thing. Wendell, salute. Deacon Dollar, salute. Here's the thing. People usually who are fans of fighters, for whatever their reasoning is, and I have a video coming up, and I'm for sure I can't put this on YouTube, but I noticed something last night. How many of y'all was in BFTB chat last night? like towards the end of the show before his he had a power outage where he was. How many of y'all was in the chat? Because something happened last night, and I said, you know, I was joking before, but I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong on this. So I started working on this video, and I said, I can't upload this on YouTube. YouTube is too sensitive now. So Drew's gonna have to start a Patreon. Village brother, Bert, what up? I'm gonna have to start a Patreon to discuss these things, because every time I say something here, I'm getting all kinds of warnings and everything else. Main biker, salute. But if y'all were in BF's chat when he spoke to that last fella, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And I said, oh my God. And about a month, matter of fact, a little after the Frank Martin fight, now it was like a couple of months ago, there was a post about, you know, the ape. And it was a post on the gram, and somebody was like, yo, they were saying what I say, you know, the sassiness. And I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. I know what I'm noticing. So I noticed the yes, salute. I noticed that the people that were saying, yo, I don't understand what these kids are doing. When I clicked on their profile, those some of the it was men and women. Like, yo, you know, my son don't do this, my grandson don't do it. I don't know what this is. I don't know what these kids are doing. Like on the type of time I am. And then there were people justifying his moves. Now, here's what I noticed. 704 Joe, salute. Here's what I noticed. The men and women that were in that post were around my age, maybe a little younger, but they were parents or grandparents or uncles and fathers. It was like, yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know what these kids are doing. So we were pretty much in there laughing. But the people justifying Tank, here's what I noticed. Number one, there were no women. That's number one. Kano Local, you good, brother? Friend from the land, what's up? You good, brother? Good to see you. The first thing I noticed was G242, salute. With that, and I'm not like clowning. The first thing I noticed was there were no girls sticking up for Tank. The second thing, of course, was it was all males. Good, Kano. I'm glad. Good, brother. World Constrictor, salute. And I was like, whoa. Now, I didn't want to make like a big thing about it because I don't like, you know, I lab rat people. But when I was scrolling down, I noticed something. There was one male in particular. And I scrolled, and because I was bugging, I said, oh, there's a girl right there. And I looked, I said, wait, is that a girl? And I clicked on homie profile. It wasn't a girl, but it was one of them.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
And family, I'm not kidding. I said, no. We ain't letting this go. I screenshot it. Then I went into his, I screenshot his comment. I went in his profile, screenshot his profile. And I said, oh, shoot. Now, the more I scrolled down, the more uncomfortable I got. I said, what is going on? I said, you know what? Okay, I'm not even going to start screenshotting everybody. I just said, all right, let me just screenshot this one profile. I'm not going to, you know. But that's what was going on. Now, I didn't save the thread, but it was a thread, like, you know, with him doing something sassy. And then someone put up a whole, like what I call a mixtape of him doing, it says top 5 sassiest moments of Tank. I didn't do that. And I looked and I said, oh man, there was also one thing there that I never saw before. I said, you know, this okay. I was joking at first, y'all, but now, and what I do, Dude, fathers are important. That's what I'm telling y'all. Fathers are important. Rod, what up? So I'm doing a and then last night, BF was the last guy that BF spoke to last night. Y'all need to go back and listen to that. Don't even look at the screen. Just listen to him. Just listen to him. And I'm sitting there, I don't know if y'all caught that, but listen to him. I was like, I'm like, all right, because he had a picture up there, and of course in the picture he looking macho. But I've seen a lot of macho dudes, and then when they're in a situation, they can't hide who they are, and then they turn very flamboyant. So I'm listening to dude last night, like, wait a minute. I was like, hold on a minute. Hold on. Could it be? Joe, what up? Mr. Shelton, what up? Son of Tank, Shade Girl, salute. Yeah, Shade Girl, you heard that. I was like, wait, whoa. So then there was a part where BF asked him, why do you like Tank? And I want y'all to listen to his response and how he said it. I said, no. Men don't talk like that, period. So you know what I did? I clipped that, and Drew made a nice little video. And I'm like, I can't upload this on YouTube. I already know what's gonna happen. So that video that I'm doing is that I'm starting my Patreon because of that. Because I'm not uploading. It's not vulgar. But YouTube, they're sensitive. YouTube is ran by a bunch of flamboyant. They ran by this Gen Z. They're the Gen Z generation. They're the easiest to offend. Everything is inflammatory. Everything hurts their feelings. They're all on Prozac and these antidepressants. Majority of them are raised by single moms. And they done chase their man out the house, not their husband, their man. You know what I mean? So it was weird, and I know what I'm looking at. And I know what I heard. And everything I said, and this is all relevant to the topic. Everything I said, it no longer makes me wonder why guys like Tank Davis exist. They attract a particular demographic. There's a whole other demographic out there. When I say demographic, I do mean, the different races, the Filipinos, the Latinos, the black fans, the black fans from other countries, the Africans, the Europeans, the white folk, the white Europeans. You know what I mean? But then there's that demographic no one wants to say out loud. That's the demographic that holds down Tank. That's the demographic that holds down Ryan Garcia. That's the demographic that's been holding down Oscar De La Hoya, a large portion. When Oscar De La Hoya fought in his prime, HBO noticed their viewership went up because he was the golden boy and women thought he was handsome. And I remember back then, right? There were dudes saying, that kid's a little saucy, but whatever, he could fight. And what do you think the girls were telling him? The dudes that were a little older than me, what do you think they were telling him? Oh, you're just mad. The term hater wasn't around back then. You're just mad because you look like that and he looks like that and he can fight and he's a millionaire. And I was like, no. Gregory X, salute. No. I looked at something, I noticed it, I said it out loud. I said he could fight. Every time he fights, I watch. It's just amazing how these women be attracted to these dudes, and y'all so attracted to these dudes, and men are looking at them like, you don't see what's going on with this guy? Are you attracted to him because you want to sleep with him, or are you attracted to him because you want to go shopping with him? Huh? Okay, you don't see it though. Paul Carrick, salute. And then these chicks get mad. It's a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing. I did a show on Pep Talk, and I asked a question: are chicks purposely dating gay men? Go check it out on Pep Talk, Painful Excellence Podcast. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. It was strange. I'm like, what? You know, this is happening too much. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So please understand, when I say things like I've seen this before, in the 90s when Oscar De La Hoya was up and coming, I wasn't thinking about it. There was no internet, so it wasn't like in public eye like that. Press, what up? Press, just listen to what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm saying. Oscar De La Hoya had a fan base that nobody was thinking about when he was coming up. That nobody was thinking about. HBO said, hey man, you know, our ratings are through the roof when this guy fights. He had a female fan base, and they've never seen that before. Okay, fine, that's cool. Capitalize on it. Then he did a little modeling. I guess he was a handsome dude, I guess, whatever. Shogun, salute. I guess he was. Fine. Cool in the game. That's business. You have an athlete and he appeals to a certain market, capitalize on it. That's marketing. I get it. But it gets a little crazy when that demographic or that market tries to argue you down when you're talking about the sport and they are talking about something else. And then they try and camouflage their lust for this athlete. They try and camouflage it and convince you that they're actually talking about the sport itself when they're not. The bottom line is you like the guy for a different reason. I may like how the fighter fights, and then I'm being honest about a flaw or something I'd like to see the fighter do, but you are not thinking about that. Everything that I say about the person is deemed as ridicule, and you're not being honest. I'm being honest in performance. You're not being honest because you're just sexually attracted to this dude. And if y'all think that things like this doesn't happen, you're wrong. And we saw it with Oscar De La Hoya. I remember Oscar, was it Oscar? He had to weigh in for a fight and he had to strip down like, he had to strip down to his skivvies. He didn't even have on no socks. I think it was Oscar. And this made the news. They had to put a towel up when he stepped on the scale. And I think it was Oscar. And he's standing there and they put a towel up. And these dudes was in business suits. They put the towel up. It was Oscar, Bert? They put the towel up. Rashad, what up? Am I right? That was Oscar? When they put the towel up, that one dude, the white dude in the middle, was pulling the towel down so he could look. And on the news, they had to blur it out. They was like, hey, what's that guy doing? I said, duh, what you think he's doing? What do you think he's doing? He's showing you. He couldn't help. He went for it. He said, I am never gonna see this man like this in my life. This is my chance. I don't care. I'm letting the world know, and I'm willing to bet. I don't know who that was. I couldn't see his face. But this was an older white guy, and I know he had glasses on because I saw the hooks behind the ears. Dill Spoolie, what up? Frank from the land, what up? This is a true story, y'all. Jeff Sparks, salute. This is a true story. Because I was watching that like, oh my God. That's beyond the term trolling wasn't around back then. He said, I'm going for it. I'm never going to see this man like this. I'm never going to see his, hey, nanu, nanu. And he was yanking the towel down. And the dude on the left and the right was looking like, yo, bro, what are you? He went for it, bro. He went for it. It was the Obakar fight? Bro. That was on the news. And they laughed about it. I said, that's not funny, man. That's not funny. And I'm willing to bet, I don't know who that was, but I'm willing to bet that dude got probably, white men like that, probably got a whole family at home. Wife, kids, but that, bro, listen, man. And I'm looking at it like, what the, bro, you remember that? I know I didn't imagine that. I saw it one time and I just said, oh man, I got this. There was no internet back then, y'all. But I'm sure it's probably on YouTube. When you look hard enough, this probably, someone probably has it. It was a weigh-in, y'all. He had to strip down, he got on the scale. I'm like, okay, that happens. They put the towel up. And this dude's yanking the towel down so he could look. Yeah, Unique Dawn, bro, it was disgusting. I said, oh man. Oh my God. And that's when I understood. There's people, listen, if a fighter's from your town, root for him, fine. If you identify with the fighter for whatever reason, fine. A lot of y'all are grown. You can identify with a fighter because he's your neighbor, or you met him at a cookout, or you ran into him in the street. He was such a nice guy. You know, I told y'all I met Joe Joyce. And he's a nice guy. He has a great spirit. And, you know, it sucked watching him lose like that. After I met him, I was like, man, you know, that kind of hit me different now. Because he's a very nice guy. But he knows what he's doing for a living. Joe Joyce is a very nice guy. So, you know, I understand things like that. You know, all I can say is, you know, support a person for the right reasons and don't celebrate the ignorant. But I get it. But make no mistake about it. A lot of these athletes carry fans with them for reasons that, let's just say, you don't support them. That stuff exists. It does. What do you think I meant when I said a lot of these fans remind me of the girls with the New Edition and Bobby Brown posters in the Right On magazines when I was in junior high school? You couldn't tell them nothing. How many of y'all are my age? Y'all ever tried to tell a girl something about a R&B singer or a rapper they had a crush on? Some dude they would never meet in their life. It was their baby. Don't talk about my baby. Oh my God, when I'll Be Sure came out, I'm that old. Night and Day, that song is timeless. That song is dope. The reality was that nigga from Mount Vernon couldn't sing a lick. He had to learn to sing later in life, but that's another topic. When that light-skinned dudes took over when he came out. That was a light-skinned Negro ever. A classmate of mine, her older sister went to school with him. He's from Mount Vernon. One of those high schools up there. His name is Albert Brown III. She had a yearbook with his picture in it. I said, oh yeah, that's him right there. Paul said the Michael Jackson, I could imagine. That's a little before me with the Jackson 5, but I feel you. I feel you. Try telling a woman something about and I'm talking about the young girls, the little girls. I mean, some women older, they have a little more self-control. Yeah, Bert, so you know, we the same age. So when I say I've seen this before, Edgar, what up? This is what some of these fans remind me of. I can have a conversation about a fighter that I like, but if there's some flaws, I can sit down and I can have a conversation. He's good, but I'd like to see this. And what do you think about that? I can have those conversations. I'm realistic. but 1986, yeah, that song Night and Day is good, but I wonder what the rest of the album is going to be like. I wonder if it's going to be as good as that one, because, he could be a one-hit wonder. He's not going to be a one-hit wonder. You're just jealous. Huh? The song is popping all over the radio. It's even on country channels. I just want to know, is the rest of the album going to be as good as the song? What the fuck? I didn't say anything back. You just said, snatching the magazine from you. And I had a chick, I would buy the magazine. They would run up to me. Oh, is that Albie Shaw posted it? Get away from me. We used to have to rip the posters out and just throw them in the air and run away. Seriously. I wasn't that kind of person to have posters on my wall. They did that. You got the Right On magazine? You got the Word Up magazine? We be walking to school, be like, take those damn posters out. They're going to destroy your magazine. And we would rip them out and throw them in the air, and they, and you see a bunch of girls running for the damn poster. The teachers would be like, oh my God. But you hear them talk, oh yeah, don't act like you didn't do that. Because guess what the teacher said? The male teacher said, yeah, when I was a kid. And they just start talking about their entertainers, the Big Bopper. It was crazy. It was crazy. Main biker in that super chat salute. He said, check that Tank 15-second vid I just sent you. Yikes. Julian, what up? Hey, bro, wait, hold on. You know what's crazy? Last night, a bunch of people sent me stuff. Hey, bro. I know I'm not bugging, yo. I'm not bugging. It's hold on. Get out of here. Good Lord, bro. Yeah, I saw that. Main bike guy. Oh man. All right. Yeah. Hey, man. So when I said Young Abel salute, bro, listen. I've seen this behavior before. I'm very familiar with it. I've seen it before. So to bring it back to boxing, what happens is fans get jumbled up. This channel is not a glorified D-blowing contest. There's fighters that I like that have taken L's. There's fighters that I don't like that have taken L's. There's fighters that I don't like that have won. And I've spoken about it, have I not? This is a boxing channel. If a fighter I like does something wrong, I speak on it. If a fighter I don't like does something right in that ring, I speak on it. Y'all know I don't like Teofimo Lopez, but he schooled Josh Taylor. And I spoke about it. Go check my resume. But what happens is, and salute to Edgar, in that strong house for over a year, he said, I'm glad we're getting some fights us fans want. Exactly. And boxing needs this. Boxing needs this. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Bert. And I don't like T.O. But there's something to Tank not responding to him. There's something to that. There's something to that. And then when I buckled down and I watched the styles in the ring, I said, I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Because T.O., if anything, checks all the boxes. As far as sales, trash talk, he checks all the boxes. I would rather see T.O. than Lamont Roach. And I'm like, what's going on? Go and he done called him out his name. Go get him, Tank. What's got? Oh, I think I know what the problem is. Tito don't keep still. Now, why am I saying that? I'm only saying that because of what Coach Cal said out loud to Marco. Why would we take that fight? He's not going to stand there and let us do what we do. And I said, oh my God, why is he saying that out loud? Oh boy. I didn't make it up. You just told me that Tank has a problem with fighters that don't keep still. And then all of a sudden his opponents make sense. I'm like, okay, the only way to make me think otherwise is to what? Fight somebody that moves. That's all I said. How am I wrong for asking these guys to do what they said they were going to do? And that's box. That's fight. Now, I'm a consumer. But I'm very finicky. Sam Seal, salute from Australia, man. Salute to you, good brother. Much love and appreciation. Thank you. I'm also a consumer. I'm not gonna pay for trash. Y'all say Tank is nice. I'm no longer taking your word for it because he has a bunch of contemporaries just standing there like, yo, what's going on? And the problem with the contemporaries is they're not going to just stand there. So if he's nice and he could think outside the box, I'd like to see it, man. That's all I'm asking. My personal feelings towards him is irrelevant. Carlos Smith, salute. It's irrelevant. It's really irrelevant. That's why, I chuckle when Tank fans, not boxing fans, Tank fans come in here off the rip and they start, trying to shoot shots. I'm telling you, you remind me of my old classmates from 1986, 87 in junior high school, salivating over the New Edition poster in a Right On magazine. That's how I view y'all. It's really not that serious to me because I know what y'all are. I know what y'all are. I know what y'all are. I explained. I know we use the term fan. But I don't like that term because it's short for fanatic. And if you look up the word fanatic, is that you? Fanatics are radical. Those girls in junior high school, they were radical. You could tell them, hey, Bobby Brown, I don't want to hear it. He's my boo. No, but I'm saying, but Bobby Brown. No, there's nothing you can say. You're just jealous. He got millions of dollars. No, but Bobby is, no. And man, these are little girls. And unless Bobby Brown, if they really met my classmates back then, for him to show interest in them, he'd be a pedo. But these girls were really ready to throw hands with boys. And all we were saying was, he got a drug problem. You don't want to hear that? Oh, yeah, of course you don't want to hear that. Carry on. So in what universe, Soul Power, salute, where did we go wrong for wanting to best fights to happen? Where did that go wrong? And that's the difference. You do have Ultimate Fight Club, salute. You do have fans that will purchase a ticket or a pay-per-view for their favorite fighter, no matter what he's doing. I'm just not one of them. And that's why I told them, you don't need to come here and defend someone that you support unconditionally. You don't have to defend them here. You don't have to. I'm talking boxing. What are you really talking about? You don't have to come over here and say, well, Tank from my city. Congratulations, they from somewhere. Oh, well, Keyshawn, he built a gym in my city. That has nothing to do with acting like a goddamn Neanderthal. Apples and oranges. He did something wrong. I don't appreciate it. As a black man, I don't appreciate it. You don't have to defend him. You sound like those girls salivating over Bobby Brown in 87. That's how y'all sound. I'm talking boxing. Oh, he beats everybody. Interesting, because he hasn't fought everybody. You see how easy it is? Dragnet. Young people, look up Dragnet. There's a famous line in that show. Just the facts, ma'am. Not the movie. They made it a comedy. I'm talking about the real series that was in black and white. Just the facts, ma'am. You know how you talking to somebody and but like today, we're talking about this. And you ask someone, just hypothetically, what do you think about Beterbiev and Bivol? It's a good fight, but Roy Jones, Mick Lashevsky. Whoa. Just the facts. I asked you about this. Don't take me anywhere else. Just the facts. Stormy, salute. That was a great premiere. That fight might steal the show. Just the facts. Stick to the facts. I asked you about this. Now, after you answer the question, if you want to give me an analogy, then we could do that. But I asked you about this. Just the facts. Give me the facts. You think Tank is the best? I'm saying I can't make that assessment right now. But if I'm going off of what he's done, he's not. Because he has contemporaries all around him. He hasn't fought them yet. I'm not going to give him credit for something he didn't do. You see how that works? That's fair. That's a fair assessment. I'm not even saying who wins between whoever he fights next. Well, Lamont Roach, everyone's picking him to knock out Roach, but you want to pay for that? That's at your discretion. You're the Bobby Brown fan from '87. It's unconditional. I get it. I understand. I really do. I really understand. I really understand. I get it. I get it. But as far as talking boxing with me, you're DQ'd. You can't do it. That you can't do. You're also equivalent to the dude yanking a towel down from in front of Oscar De La Hoya at the Opa car weigh-in. I know that happened. Bert saw it. It made the news out here. I'm like, what is this creep do? Okay. He was saying to himself, when am I going to get to see Oscar down in his skibbies like that? Ever. Never. I'm going for it. Detroit, what up? And he went for it in front of a crowd of people and people laughing. I said, that's not funny. Geo James, Bronx on deck. I said, that's not funny, man. And Oscar just stood there looking straight ahead, being professional. I'm like, man, that's when I knew there was something wrong with him too. Because Flames, what up? I was like, yo, I couldn't have stood there. I'd have looked. Did I make weight? And I got off that scale, grabbed my time, but like, yo, you a weirdo, dude. What does your wife think? What are you trying to look at me? What is wrong with you? You fairy? For all we know, that might have been a dude cutting the check. It's probably why he didn't say anything. Who knows? Y'all know Sugar Ray Leonard was essayed when he was in the Olympics by a coach on his team. Y'all know that? So I'm not really joking about the weirdos running around in boxing. That's real. Anyway. When you separate the two, when you understand what you're dealing with, having a conversation about this sport becomes a lot more, it becomes easier. These four men are doing what's right. So we got a couple of things going on here. Let me start with Beterbiev and Bivol. True, these guys should have fought for undisputed, like 3 or 4 years ago? Because they've been champions at 175 for a long time. There was no public demand for them to fight. With the exception of me and like Stormy, 78 and BF. We saw them there, but you know, we monitor boxing. We watch boxing. Whole time. They had belts. They were this fight could have happened like 3 years ago. So I'm looking around like nobody paying attention. No one, these guys right here, undisputed. They're both Russian. They're both white. I don't care how you think Bivol looks. He's from that weird part of Russia that's like on the borderline of China, where they just look like that. They're both Russian. Nobody wants undisputed? No, okay. If y'all not going to pay attention, I'm not going to pay attention. Okay. Nothing to see here, right? Okay. All right, yeah, okay. Nothing to see here. Y'all see it? Nothing to see here. Okay, good. Right. Enter Turk Al-Sheikh. He said, no. They undefeated. This guy got a dub over Canelo. You know, Canelo, I offered him some bread to come down here and fight Benavidez up there. That guy, you got to win over him? Okay. I'll tell you what. I got money, right? Do you guys want to fight? Give me the names of 2 fighters that turned down Turk Al-Sheikh money. Give me those names right now. Stormy, don't answer the question. We talk about this all the time. I want to see if everyone else is paying attention. Name me the only 2 fighters that turned down Turk Al-Sheikh money. Go ahead and put their names in the chat. And I'm not clowning because this is real. Give me the names of the only 2 fighters that turned down Turk Al-Sheikh money. The only 2. And this man's throwing great events all over boxing. Ah, there you go. Kill Too Slimy, salute. Oh, wow. Edgar, Tone, Sid, Morrell, Rick. Now, look. Look, man. I'm not poking fun. I'm just saying. That happened, and I'm like, why? Why? He's throwing money at these guys, and these guys got this unconditional fan base who think they could beat everybody, so why wouldn't they take the Turk bread and beat the opponent? It makes you wonder, right? Oh. Well, I'm talking about 2 in particular. And the reason why there's emphasis on those 2 guys is because when you think of the face of boxing, those are the 2 names that come to mind. Those are the 2 names that come to mind. And I said, wait a minute, these guys beat everybody. Even that one mofo with the red hair with all those losses on his record. He beats everybody, right? Why wouldn't he take Turk money? Why is it that you want to talk about a price out? He priced himself out to the moon. And nobody said anything? Well, we did. Then he contradicted himself, something stupid. Only thing Benavidez has to offer is additional 20 pounds on fight night. And if you don't know, let me remind you guys. Edgar Berlanga weighed in at 193 pounds on fight night. That fight was sanctioned at 168 pounds. And let me pause right there. True Boxing Night, salute. Let me pause right there for a second. Devin Haney's the weight bully, allegedly, right? Y'all remember when Punch Drunk said that he was supposed to be, he's been breaking the rules for a long time. He was supposed to be reprimanded a long time, punished. That's what he said, punished a long time ago. And I said, well, what rule did he break? Remember, I had to break that down because, you know, sometimes these people, when you seek comfort, there's a difference between seeking comfort when it suits your agenda. So you seek comfort in something that somebody says. That's different from seeking the truth and getting an answer. So he said that, and he put a little quote from an article. I went to that same article. I went to the California State Athletic Commission, and I got the information, and I did a whole live stream on it. Do y'all remember? And I said, that's not what this says. He put a clip out. He took a clip where you thought it said. Yeah, Xavier. Yeah, I got your screen recording. I got something for them. Thank you for that too. I got something for them. They're liars. These dudes at YouTube and Google, they're liars. But I got something for them. So anyway, I broke it down. You remember I broke it down word for word? You couldn't do that in a tweet. Louis, what up? You couldn't do that in a tweet. I broke down the whole article. He lied. He put out a half-truth so it could suit his narrative, his agenda. He has an agenda to cut down Devin. But I don't watch that guy. I don't know what y'all do. I don't know what y'all do. Exactly, Xavier. Documentation beats conversation. But curious, after Canelo beat Edgar Berlanga, because that was a fight between two Latinos, right? Wonder what he said about the weight. I wonder if he said anything about the weight. I don't know. I don't watch that guy. Did he say, Edgar, shame on you for coming in at 193? And then I heard it was really 205 or whatever. But it was way over 168. Anyone call Edgar a weight bully? I'm just curious. You think that's the first time Edgar rehydrated past 168? You think that's the first time he did that against Canelo? They just never paid attention to it. Kenny, what up? You think he ever... So I'm wondering, did Punch Drunk do that? Did he say, yeah, you know, he came in at 193. That's way too big. You see, y'all? Consistency. But that's not the pipe bomb. 168, 193. Uh-oh. You said Benavidez would do just that to you, and you said that's why you're not fighting him. That's what you said, Canelo. That's what you said. You said that. We didn't speculate it. You said that. Y'all said he was too big for 68. He said, fine, I'm going to 75. And here's the crazy part. Didn't Benavidez fight a week later at 175? You want to know what he rehydrated? He fought Godsvick or Godsmack, whatever that guy's name, right? Bostic, that guy, right? You want to know what he rehydrated to on fight night? 189. So he goes up to 175, fights a solid opponent in Bostic, and rehydrated to 189. So he goes to a higher weight division, but when he rehydrates, he was still lighter than Edgar Berlanga, Canelo. Now you see? Did I lie? I'm just asking a question, right? But a Canelo fan will come in here and call me a hater and call me a racist. Berlanga, Canelo, Benavidez. All three of them are not black. But I'm looking at that situation, and as a boxing supporter, I'm asking WTF. CB Sports, salute. You see what I'm saying? I'm just asking. So if that dude was dragging Devin, was he dragging him for the sport of boxing? Or was he just dragging him to drag him? You see what I mean? You see why I say you got to be careful to who you listen to? On social media, who you follow. You might be high-fiving them 1 minute when they're talking about a fighter you don't like. But check their track record. Devin's a weight bully. Was Berlanga trying to be a weight bully? Matter of fact, how many of you went back to see how much he rehydrated in all of his previous fights? Because you know what? It looked to me that was consistent. That he always does that. I make 168, but I'm coming in tomorrow at damn near 200 pounds. But because he's fighting Joe Schmo, no one's going to say anything. No one cares. Question. The dude that he bit, how much was he on fight night? How much did he weigh? No one asked. You see what I mean? Frank, you heard that, right? You're right, Frank. He couldn't control. Yo, bro. When you put some of these dudes in those situations, they can't contain it, bro. You know what, bro? I'm taking that video, I'm gonna finish it up, and that's gonna be my first Patreon video. The truth will set you free. You heard it, bro. You heard it. I'm not making it up, bro. It's been going on too long. I've been seeing these things. I said, wait. But I'll talk about that on Patreon. Because that conversation's not for YouTube at all. But I know what I heard, and I know what I've seen throughout the years, and I'm seeing these grown men behave like the girls I went to school with in junior high school over the Bobby Brown poster. El Hitman, salute. I know I'm not crazy. So when you hear me get on here and say I've seen this shit before, I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I always say you got to be careful about who you listen to when they talk about a particular topic on here. I don't have an agenda. I'm just talking facts. Do I have favorite fighters? I do. But I'm very honest about them. The thing is, the fighters I support got these rivals, and some of these guys in this fan base, they don't know boxing. They just know that fighter. I've seen that before. There's a lot of Manny Pacquiao channels that are still on YouTube that got dust on them. They haven't done not one piece of content. The first wave went away when Marquez knocked him out in the fourth fight. I went around looking at these channels. I'm just curious, want to see what this guy's going to say about how he lost. Week 1, week 2, week 3, they stopped doing content. And that's crazy on their end because you know what? Off the wave of the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather situation, those channels, if you go look at them, they got like 10,000 subs, 6,000, 5,000. If they continue doing content, they'd have been grandfathered into the YouTube partnership program. But Manny got knocked out. They stopped doing content. That was the first wave. The second wave disappeared was when he finally fought Floyd and he lost. And then made excuses talking about my shoulder was hurt. And how I ate rice and I got well at one point. The power of rice compels you. If y'all get the joke, y'all get the joke. The power of rice compels you. Salute to Paul Carrick in that Cash App. Much love and appreciation, good brother. Much love. Thank you so much. Heavy in the Cash App. Salute. Get what I'm saying? And that was the last you saw these Superman, the Pactard channels were everywhere. They just stopped doing content. They couldn't take the heat because they knew what was coming. And they just stopped. You stopped, you had 5,000 subs, buddy. You know why? Because outside of Manny Pacquiao, what are they going to talk about? There you go. One more time. Outside of Manny Pacquiao, what are you going to talk about? Go! See what I mean? So there's about 10,000 Manny Pacquiao channels with dust on them, but they have 10,000, 5,000 subs. And then you realize they don't know boxing. They just supported the fighter, which is fine. But what I don't entertain is when you brush off your super fandom as knowledge, when realistically you're just a fan of the guy for whatever the reasons are. He's from your town, he's from your country, you met him one day, you're sexually attracted to him, male or female. Whatever it is, it's your business. But don't take that demeanor and come over here when I'm critiquing the person and trying to engage with me when we're viewing this person under different circumstances. I like the guy because he's a decent fighter, but I want to see him do X, Y, and Z. You like the guy because he's a fighter and you want to just do him. There's a difference. And there's a place for you. It's just not here. If I was talking about a rapper that a chick found attractive but he just killed somebody, and he's fighting for his life inside of a courtroom. And I have a whole live stream like, yeah, he did the crime. He's gonna have to do the time, and we're all talking about the law and how black people need to do better. And then here comes a group of chicks. Don't be talking about my boo, huh? Wait a minute. He's in this murder trial, and fingerprints on the murder weapon, and he's sitting in the courtroom being disrespectful. He about to go up and away for life, and they'll be talking about my boo. Wait a minute, he killed somebody. Wait a minute, why are you infatuated with this dude? He's about to go up for murder. Because don't be talking about my boo. That's how I view you fans. But it makes sense when it's a dumb woman, an immature woman, a little girl in 5th or 6th grade. It makes sense. Not a grown-ass man yanking the towel from in front of Oscar De La Hoya to see his penis.
And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis?
It doesn't make sense. No, I'm sorry. It does make sense. But that's the part where you have to stay away from this channel. I'm talking boxing. I'm not talking about gangs, Bloods, Crips, the latest nigga dance, cars and gold teeth. Not talking about that. I'm talking about what I want to see the athletes do. And what I got on the screen now, right here, this is how it's supposed to be. And if we get more of this in abundance, it's going to change the market. Main Biker in that super chat, much love. He says, Tank want to suck the mic he sung on. Tank want to twerk. Listen, bro. It's disgusting out here. It's disgusting out here. But these 4 men right here, they're fighters. Now, I don't know what the business was doing. I know why there was no public demand for Bivol and Beterbiev to get it on. Let's be honest. All right. Although they have the complexion for the protection, let's be honest. How the hell do you market Bivol to the American market? Let's start with him. Look, I'm not going to spend all morning on this. You don't. Young Abel in that super chat, he said, get your hand off my...
Get your hand off my penis!
Oh, man. How do you market Bivol to the American? Looking at him, what the fuck is he? The first thing you say is, he Asian? Or if you're real ignorant from the middle of this country, hey, we on Chinese? And then you're looking at him, well, Chinese don't get that big, do they? Then there's Zilly Zong, but that's not in abundance. And then he starts talking Russian. You're like, what is this? Okay, so are you confused? He's not considered a knockout artist per se. Thomas, what up? He's a damn good boxer, though. But how do you market him? Well, while y'all try and figure that out, now we go to Beterbiev. Canadian by way of Russia. Big Joe Townsend, salute. Canadian by way of Russia. He has a real menacing look. That's the look that those brothers over there have. They look like this, and they're super tough. But here's the deal. He don't speak English, at least that well. And he's Muslim. There goes that. There goes that. How do you market a Russian Canadian, a white Russian Canadian who doesn't speak English and he's Muslim? How do you market that to the American public? Go. Rhetorical question. You just don't. It's confusing. But here's what we know. These 2 men, their talent separated them from the best in their division. And because there was no popular demand from the American public, right? There was no popular demand. That's why these men didn't fight all those years. That's why. There was no money in it. There was no money in it. There was no popular demand. This was a fan fight, and it actually meant something. The first thing that it meant was an undisputed champion at 175. Mark, what up? That meant something. The whole time, I was like, yo, they need to fight. They need to fight. They need to fight. There was no demand. There was no financial gain. That's why whoever promotes them, whoever manages them, they were not in a rush to make the fight. They weren't scared of each other. Ja, what up? Anthony, salute. There was no popular demand, so it didn't happen. Bivol up there outboxing people. Beterbiev has a 100% KO ratio. 100%. Everyone he's gotten in the ring with did not make it. Everyone. And that's what was funny about BF's live last night when he spoke to Cream Boy. He said, I like knockouts. It don't get any better than Artur Beterbiev. Then he said, well, you know, that's not what I like. Maybe I don't like him. That's what he said. Y'all need to go hear it. Maybe I don't like him. I was like, wait a minute. Why is he talking like that? I don't like him. I'm listening to that like, why is he? So you like knockouts. You don't like Beterbiev? That's not the style I like. I was like, uh-oh. Oh, no. And then somebody, where dude was, brought him something, and you hear him say, thanks, babe. And I was listening for a woman's voice to say, you're welcome. Didn't hear it. And of course, his camera was off. I ain't trying to see what's going on in your house and nothing like that, but I like to look a dude in their eyes to see what kind of man they are. I'm real big on, like, when I'm talking to people, like in business, and, you know, just associating, I'm real big on eye contact. You can tell a lot about a person when you look them in the eyes. What do you think a boxing stare down is? You see what they're made of. I'm real big on that. But these dudes don't even turn their camera on. But he had a picture there, and if that was him, I'm listening to the voice and looking at the picture, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, okay. Yak, that's what he called. Okay, well, whatever. More power to him. So I'm just like, all right. All right, man. So then BF says, what do you like? He says, I like that. I like that gorilla. And his whole voice changed. Hold on a minute. I think I'm exaggerating. I know. I think I'm exaggerating. I'm gonna play for you exactly how it happened. I'm gonna play for you. I need you to listen. I'm starting my Patreon this week, and you're gonna see the video. And I'm gonna show you some things that gives me reasonable cause to believe what I believe. But listen to this, y'all.
I'm trying to understand why you like what you do. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying you're wrong. If you don't like the style of Beterbiev or whatever you're calling him, if you don't like his style, what is the style that you like?
Listen, y'all.
I like that lion, that gorilla, like Tank, you know.
What are you, a homo?
Am I bugging? And BF went on to crack up. It was, bro. Listen to it again.
I like that lion, that gorilla like Tank. I like that lion, that gorilla like Tank. I like that lion, that gorilla.
Bro, he wasn't talking like that for the entire time he was talking to BF. When he asked him that, his voice dropped. And when he began to describe Tank, that's what you heard. Okay. But I'm bugging though, right? I'm making too much out of that, right? I know what I heard. I'll post my Patreon. I'm gonna start it this week, y'all. Because I can't, the video that I'm doing, it's not for YouTube, bro. It's really not. Y'all heard it? BF had to remove him off his screen. He started cracking up. It was so gay that it knocked the goddamn power out where BF the zest knocked the power out in BF's whole town, bro. That's how bad it was. I like that lion, that gorilla. What would y'all think if I'm like, yo, man, Devin Haney beats everybody. Bomb Squad, Deontay Wilder, yo, Errol Spence, man down. And then you say, well, Drew, why do you like Deontay? Because I like that right hand. And I like that ump when he screamed. What? Slow it down, bro. What happened to the bass in your voice? Where did it go? What the? As soon as I asked you to define what's going on. What? That's exactly what happened last night. That's exactly what happened last night. When you really pay attention to some of these people, and I'm not saying it's all Tank fans, I'm just saying that right there, that's what it turned into. And I say, you see, I know I'm not crazy. And it's not only him. Yo, what is this with Tank? Well, because, you know, he knocks everybody out. Yeah, but you know, there's other forms of styles. I want to see if he could think outside the box and do this and do that. Well, you just a hater. No. I just want to see him. You know, I think he could beat this guy and that guy. I just want to see what he'll do when that guy starts showing him a different look. You just don't like him. What? Well, why do you like him? I like that lion, that gorilla. You mad? Huh? Dude, get away from me. The zest was so crazy, it knocked all the power out in BF's town. I thought his computer crashed. We thought it was YouTube. No, the zest was so bad, it knocked the power out in a 5-mile radius where BF lives. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean. Listen, man. Y'all don't think Floyd Scarfield Sr., y'all think that that's abnormal? I'm telling you, it's quite normal. Floyd Scarfield Sr., guys like that been running around the industry for a long time. I just told you about the dude trying to look at Oscar De La Hoya.
And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis?
I'm telling you. And I'm going to tell you something else. You know, I ain't going to say that, man. Again, I got to go to Patreon with it. And I made that decision last night. I said, I can't say certain things because, you know, Google gets in their feelings. Not because I'm violating. Now listen carefully. Google will get in their feelings. Not because, well, YouTube in particular, not because I'm breaking any rules, but I'm blowing them up. I'm putting y'all up on game. And I'm just going to say this, a kid like Tank, and I know he's a grown man, but he's short and he light-skinned with those slanted eyes. He's a dream boy. to a lot of these dudes. I'll just say that. Think about what I'm saying. Big Joe Townsend in that super chat salute. He says, Arthur fought with a massive cut on his forehead and still knocked guy out. It don't get no more gorilla than that. This dude is a warrior. And yo, listen, man, what was that brother name? It was a black dude. I was watching that fight, and that cut was cause of a clash of heads. And I'm gonna tell you why that fight was. Delano, what up? I'm gonna tell you why that fight was so pivotal. He could have quit, and it'd have went to the cards, and he'd have won. But the fight was kind of like, I think he'd have won. But the fight was kind of close. The brother wasn't completely out of the fight. But I think after that round, I believe they just dumped the whole thing of Vaseline in that cut. And they say, yo, look, either stop this guy. It was Marcus Brown. Thank you, Frank. Either stop this guy or it's going to the cards. And you see his face right there? That's the face he had on. He said, okay. He went out there and ran up on Marcus. And he proceeded to beat the shit out of him and stopped him. This dude, Artur Beterbiev, is different. And the reason why he didn't fight Dmitry Bivol was because there was no popular demand. I didn't see any of the sanctioning bodies saying, hey, man, y'all need to fight each other. No, they were good. And because, and I'm going to say this is no slate to either one of them. Because they weren't black, they weren't forced to fight each other. And that's the racial aspect of it. Because if those are two black men, everyone would be like, oh, everyone would have been looking at them. Hey, well, what are they doing? Well, why aren't they doing anything? Oh, what's going on with them? They've been comparing them to all kinds of fighters from yesteryear, trying to degrade them and telling them, hey, they can only be one. See, they were cool when two white guys are over there holding belts, prize fighter salute. So they left them alone for like 3 or 4 years. But when it's two black people, no, we can't have that. There can only be one on some Highlander shit. So I like this fight. And they just exist. They're not enabling the racist thought process. They just exist in it. It's not their fault. But shout out to Turk Al-Sheikh. What, money's the problem? No, it's not. Not anymore. What's the problem now? I got the bag. What now? The only thing is, Gerard Harlem in the building, salute. The only thing is now, you just got to say yes. CDK, salute. All you got to do is say yes. All you got to do is say yes. And they said yes. And now we're getting it. And I got Arthur. I'll do a breakdown probably tomorrow. I got Arthur. Now. No, it just dawned on me. It's 4 B's here. No, I'm sorry. Well, no, not 4 B's. I'm bugging. It's 2 B's and 2 D's. BD, 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 BD. BD, 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 BD. 2 Davids and 2 B's. Bivol and Beterbiev. Yeah, I might do that. Young A, but I might open up the panel tomorrow to discuss Beterbiev and Bivol. It's not going to be easy. But this is what we want. And in saying that, we got to shout out David Morrell and David Benavidez. The general's in the building. He said, salute Drew in the chat, man. Salute to you, good brother. Much love. Salute. Salute to the mighty LDBC. We gotta high five David Morrell and David Benavidez. We gotta high five these men. Here's why. They are it seems, because everything changes, but it seems that something's finally registering. They're saying, man, you know, this guy's not fighting. Canelo, he's not fighting. We're going to fight. We're going to do, Steve L, salute. We're going to do what we're paid to do. This guy's not fighting. And we're just going to do right by the sport. We're going to do right by us. You do right by yourselves, you do right by the sport. Professor X, salute. Antonio Tarver and Glenn Carf Johnson fought against the rules of Stormy. What's sanctioning body? Because I think they had I don't remember. I'm not perfect, y'all. I don't remember. There was a belt that I think Antonio Tarver had or something. Somebody had to vacate a belt. They put businesses, they put bullshit aside to make that fight happen because it made sense at that time. There was something involved in that fight where business easily could have slowed that fight up to the point where it would never have happened. But they put it aside so that they can fight because at that time it was logical. Both of them had a knockout win against Roy Jones Jr. At that time, Tarver, I think that was it. Tarver had to drop a belt. I think that sounds right. That sounds right. And he dropped the belt so that they can fight. That was for the betterment of boxing. They both got paid. The fight made sense. And I don't know if Antonio would have made money fighting someone else, defending that belt. As a matter of fact, you drop a belt, that means you ain't got to pay whatever amount of money for a goddamn sanctioning fee. I mean, you know, these they pay to hold these belts, y'all. So if he dropped the belt, he's not defending it. So he's not paying them anything. And I forgot what belt it was. So he probably made more money fighting Glenn Johnson. It was a WBC? Okay. My least favorite belt, anyway. My least favorite belt. But they put that aside to make that happen. And when I think about it, and I could be wrong, business-wise, I'm thinking that makes sense because they pay sanctioning fees. So you dropped the belt, it was IBF. Whatever it was, that fight, he didn't have to pay a sanctioning fee. Now, I don't know the nooks and crannies of the business. I would have to talk to him about it. Maybe he got fined. Maybe he got fined and had to pay money. I don't know. I don't know how that worked out. But I'm thinking that he probably made money. Whatever. I don't know for sure. But it is what it is. Yeah, Ja, he probably paid a fine. But that was for business. I gotta assume that business-wise it made sense for him. And there was nothing else to do. Said he dropped the IBF to avoid Rico Hoy. Yeah, I'm really. I don't remember the rankings or nothing back then. I don't remember. I know that there was more appeal in him fighting Glenn Johnson than anything else because both of them had knockout wins over Roy Jones. So they made it happen on HBO. And as a supporter of the sport, I appreciated that. I got to call Glenn so he could work out this email stuff so we can get him on the show because that's one of the things I wanted to talk to him about. I want to talk to him about the business behind that. He's a nice guy, man. Glenn Carf Johnson's a very nice guy. Yo, he's in Florida. I got to call him. I want to see if he's okay. But David Morrell and David Benavidez, they put, crap aside. And they said, look, I hope that this is a grandfathering in a new era of what it's supposed to be. That's why I hold Turk Al-Sheikh to high regards, because he's removing the conversation about money in splits. I haven't heard one fighter that fought on a rider card complain about getting paid or the purse. Ja, you ain't lying, man. Nothing but respect for Glenn Johnson. Once he got his opportunity, although it was short-lived, he took full advantage of it. And he had the spotlight on him, and he took advantage. One of the greatest things I heard him say when they asked him, do you consider yourself the best? He said, I don't consider myself the best, but I'm willing to fight the best. Pay that man. Pay that man. You nothing but respect for Glenn Cobb Johnson, man. Nothing but respect for him. He was an absolute beast, man. That's right, Ja. He maximized his moment. Man, I can't wait to get him on my show, man. And that's what fighters do. That's all you want. I'm not in that man's pockets. I'm not in. I remember when he was it before the Tarver fight? He was sitting backstage and he was relaxing, and they put the camera back and they said, he's fighting Glenn Cobb Johnson. And Glenn was sitting there looking at the camera, and his wife was sitting on his lap, rubbing his head. I said, that's bullshit right there. You respect that man. I don't know how long this moment is going to last, but he's maximizing it. He's in shape. He's ready. Respect that warrior, period. I won't tolerate no bad talk about guys that do things like that, guys that move like that. I respect the road travel. Chief Wildfire, salute. I respect the road travel. Fuck out of here, man. What you do matters. What you do matters. Glenn wasn't undefeated. He lost to Bernard Hopkins early in his career. Guess what? Sergio Martinez got knocked out by Antonio Margarito early in his career. Did y'all know that? He kept working, had a key win, a knockout win against the iron-chinned Paul Williams. You can't have blemishes on your career and come back. Only these sassy, suspect fight fans will say, oh, this guy's done. Magically, the guys that are done are rivals to the guys that they are sexually attracted to. I'm calling it what it is. You remember that? Oh, Wilder's done. Wilder's done. Wilder's done. After the Fury loss, Wilder's done. No, he's done. He's done. Wilder's done. Well, is AJ done? Was he done after Andy Ruiz? Is he done now? Was Manny Pacquiao done after Marquez flatlined him? He came back, he lost to Floyd, but he came back again, fought Keith Thurman, knocked him down. That looked like the Manny Pacquiao from 6 years prior. Then I heard that the drug testing wasn't official for that fight, but I ain't saying nothing if he's not. Thank you, Young Abel. Was Evander Holyfield done? He looked like crap in one fight, and then like the old champion in the next. This is boxing, man. T. Hunt, salute. This is boxing. These new fans, I don't identify with any of this, man. You guys are equivalent to the girls chasing me down because they want the Albie Shaw poster out of my goddamn magazine in 1987. God damn. As soon as a fighter leaves, you throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It's boxing, man. What do you think this is? Turk Al-Sheikh is coming through and cleaning this up. This is what we wanted. We thought we had it with Al Heyman, not quite. You thought we had it with the zone, with a $1 billion bag from Russia? I remember people running around, Eddie has $1 billion bag. He's going to take over boxing. He's going to take all the PBC fighters. I don't know what your infatuation was with the PBC fighters. I do. But you'll deny it, and that's fine. I get it. But that didn't happen. And then Triller came through, and that was not even a half a blink of an eye. And there goes that. Right? Right. Enter Turk Al Sheik with real money, with a real bag. And he's putting on real events. Name one trash event that Turk has thrown. Name one. Name one that you didn't like. I can't name one. The cards were stacked. I was thoroughly entertained. He's doing a Latino card. Come on, man. This is what we said we wanted, right? Right. What, Beterbiev and Bivol? What champions for how long? The business ain't right? Watch this. I'm going to make their pockets right, and I'm going to promote this. It's easy to promote Bivol now. Why? You promote him? Why? This is a guy that schooled and bashed on Canelo Alvarez. And mind you, Canelo went to 175. He could have easily fought Beterbiev because Beterbiev had the green belt. The green belt is in relation to Mauricio Sillyman. He didn't want to do that. Canelo wants to try his luck to get a belt so he could pad his legacy. But he wasn't trying to go to 175 to die, which is what would have happened if he fought Artur Beterbiev. So he said, let me fight Bivol. And by the way, Bivol won his previous fight, but he looked like trash doing it. And that's the truth. So he said, I'm going to go get that. Nope. And I think Bivol didn't smash the gas on him. He could have. He could have. But he didn't. He was nice to him. But he did enough to beat him. So now you got that. 100% KO ratio versus the guy that dominated Canelo. Now look at the two young men up top. The guy that Canelo's ducking versus the young upstart from the Cuban School of Boxing. Now watch this. Coached by Ronnie Shields. Uh-oh. David Morrell has a chance to win this fight, y'all. David Morrell has a chance to win this fight. One of the X factors is Ronnie Shields. Do not underestimate his boxing mind. There's a reason why. Copper, salute. There's a reason why this fight is intriguing, and it's what boxing needs. Between Turk Al Sheik, removing the excuses from some of your favorite fighters, and David Morrell and David Benavidez agreeing to do what the quote-unquote faces of boxing are not, I'm hoping that the behavior of guys like Canelo and Tank get drowned out. I hope it gets drowned all the way out. Because I'm tired of that, man. I pay to see a product. I pay to see a product. I pay to see a product. The product is boxing. I don't pay to see a fight against a guy that I know is super talented against a guy that I know is not going to make it. All I can do is hope that there's an upset. Do y'all remember when Roy Jones was Superman at 175? And he was facing mandatories, but a prime Roy Jones, nobody could touch him. He was that good. And it got so crazy that Larry Merchant was ridiculing him. You know, you're fighting these guys, and we all know you're gonna win. Why don't you go to fight Darius Miklashevsky? You'd love that, right? And Roy would tell him, why won't Miklashevsky come here to fight me? I'm not going over there. But Roy, you are proclaimed the best in the world. Why don't you? Yeah. Ain't nobody looking for him over here. You love him so much, you tell him to come over here. I'll fight him here. They wanted Roy Jones Jr., the worldwide superstar, right? And this is why I don't listen to these cats. Right? Exactly, Hassan. He was crazy. They wanted Roy Jones. Now, mind you, that term A-side, people were not using that back then. Let me give y'all a little food for thought. That A-side stuff, it's really lingo that's new, but it's not like it's non-existent. You don't use that at the business table. It's like when you're learning accounting, there's something called T accounts. You learn that in class, but you don't use it in real life. That's all it is. Right? So, Freedom's March, salute. So he didn't say I was an A-side, because that terminology wasn't around in the 90s. He said, I'm the star. Why would I give that up to go over there and possibly get robbed? Because that's just what those Germans were going to do to him. Especially AJ Moore, salute. MDA D9, salute. Especially knowing what we know now. Fighters getting poisoned and everything else. A lot of us didn't know about that. Back then, I wasn't really thinking about it. But if you follow Scrapbook Boxing, he tells you that's an old thing that they've done. And you hear fighters talking about it now. What did Nonito say when they got to Japan? They lost the gloves, and you heard about when he was fighting Inui. They landed in Japan, the gloves was all messed up. They losing gloves, and they want to tell them what gloves to use. I'm like, what's this? You heard fighters talking about, I landed in the country and they lost my luggage. What? If Roy Jones Jr. chose to fight Darius Miklashevsky in Germany, please, man. And of course I wanted to see the fight, but he had to come here. And guess what? You want to hold Roy to a silly standard. And Roy, by today's standards, is what we call the A-side. So let me get this straight. Larry Merchant, the HBO, you wanted the A-side, the American fighter who's supposed to have the country of America behind him. You want him to get on a plane and go to Germany. Remember the Germans? You want him to go over there to fight a guy that nobody was checking for in America. Y'all can't even spell that guy's last name. And that's what you wanted your American fighter to do? Your American fighter to do? That's what you wanted? Why was it Larry Merchant saying, Roy, why won't Darius Miklashevsky come over here to fight you? That was the question. Why you want Roy to go over there? The same reason why when Vernon Forrest got knocked out by Ricardo Mayorga, when he smoked that cigarette, he said, "We toast you." What? Why are you toasting this guy? Oh, I know why. Because the black fighter got knocked out. And as fast as Vernon Forrest had that shine for beating Shane Mosley twice, got right in there and lost to Ricardo Mayorga. And what does Larry Merchant do? He toasts him. Meanwhile, when Floyd Mayweather had that fight with Victim Ortiz, Floyd Mayweather ate a headbutt that knocked a hole in his lip. Y'all didn't see that, but he showed it in the post-fight, right? And we didn't know he was sued until like maybe 3 weeks ago for that. But Joe Cortez takes a point from Victor Ortiz. And then he said, let's go. Fight on. Let's go doesn't mean going for a fourth hug and kiss. Floyd pieced him up. One move was within the rules of boxing. The other one was not. And as soon as the fight was over, what did Larry Merchant do? He starts ridiculing Floyd. And I'm like, wait a minute. That whole fiasco started because Victor Ortiz wanted to launch a goddamn Samoan headbutt. He looked like Sika and Afa, hitting Floyd in the mouth with his damn head. And it was blatant. He didn't give a shit. That's the story. That's the story. But you want to call him out his name, and then when Floyd says, man, I'm going to let you go ahead and talk to Victor. You know, and then they got cursing at each other. If I was younger, I'd kick your ass. That's Larry Merchant. And then when Victor, they throw the mic in his face, it was like, yeah, you know, I'm sorry, whatever. Victor was apologizing for losing his mind during the fight. He was apologizing for losing his mind. And what does Larry Merchant say? Well, what are you apologizing for? He was not done an injustice. Justice was served. See what I mean? Until this day, Larry Merchant hasn't said anything about the headbutt. I mean, about the about the headbutt. He was focused on how the fight ended. The fight ended within the rules of boxing. Protect yourself at all times. Joe Cortez said go, and he looked at the time table and said go. And when he turned around, Victor was falling on the floor. But he said go. It happened that fast. Freedom's March with that super sticker. Salute to you, brother. And salute to Frederick Hadzabi. Salute, man, in that super chat. Much love, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys. See what I mean? So we've been through it. As a supporter of the sport, once the checks got bigger, I saw less competitive fights. I'm not even gonna hold you. I had to look for competitive fights. I'm talking about undercard fights, fights that you see on FSN and things like that. I had to look for competitive fights. You just don't see it anymore. Once the checks got bigger, I'm like, okay, this guy's on a pedestal. He's celebrated. What is he gonna do? He's fighting a bunch of guys he's gonna knock the shit out of. I don't like that. The thing with Roy was that he was so good, he had these mandatories, he was beating their ass. That's why he had to go up to heavyweight. But that's why I appreciate Turk Al-Sheikh. He's removing that excuses. Yeah. You worth money, I got money. Come fight now. Now we're getting Bivol versus Beterbiev. Salute to Turk Al-Sheikh, His Excellency, and salute to Beterbiev and Bivol. Salute to the two Davids. Man, F Canelo, we're going to fight. I think Benavidez says it was easy to make. They reached out to them. They agreed. I love it, man. Cuba versus Mexican, Ecuadorian, American. And don't snooze. David Morrell has a hell of a coach. He's in this fight. Do not write him off. I know Benavidez has a better resume, and he's on fire right now. I know that. He's for all the smoke. But do not write off the Cuban. Don't do it. This is why there's sex appeal in this fight. Yes, I said sex appeal. It's a figure of speech. Yeah, Copper, right? Yup. Yeah, I know, Copper. I remember I talked to my dad about that fight a lot. Chuck Wepner fight. They wanted Roy Jones to go to Germany and get cheated or whoop on Lukashevsky so they could throw beer bottles at him like they did Hagler. I'm not stupid, and I'm glad Roy didn't go over there. The real question was, why didn't Lukashevsky make his American debut and try and beat Superman Roy Jones? Why didn't he do that? There was no pressure on him. And Roy was the what? What do we call him now? The A-side. Why? Because he's black. There it is. But salute to Turkey, salute to Beterbiev, salute to Bivol, salute to David Morrell, salute to David Benavidez. Frederick says David Morrell wins this fight. I'm not going to say you're wrong, brother. I'm not going to say you're wrong. There's a reason why this is a good fight, man. There's a reason why, man. There's a reason why. And I'm going to open up the panel on Friday to talk about Beterbiev and Bivol. But there's no date for Morrell versus Benavidez, but I can't wait till we get a date. And don't know where it's going to be. I might try and go, man. Because I'm looking forward to this, man. And I want to thank those guys, man. Thank you. Thank you. Damn, man. This is what we need. And that's why I hold Turkey to a high regard, man. And you know, everything is okay till it's not okay, because you know things mess up. But right now, I'm holding them at a high regard. Because this is what we need. We also need fighters that are in the same division. If you're looking at the guy that has a majority of the belts or he's just super popular, it's like, yo, I'm trying to fight this guy. He's not calling my name. You know what I mean? Oh, Phoenix March, I don't know. This guy's not saying my name, and I want the fight, but people talking about my seat sales and, you know, F it. I'm just going to keep working. When he's ready to fight me, he'll call me. Just know that I want the smoke. That's all you need to know. But if you got random fans like AJ fans, I'm like, man, that guy can sell out Wembley if he just goes in the middle of the ring and shadow boxes. There'll be some fools that'll show up. And you know why they'll show up for AJ. Y'all think I'm playing. Y'all think I'm exaggerating. This was an email sent to BFTB back in 2019. AJ has a bigger schlong than Wilder, so that means he is number one. Even if you're a man, in what universe is this okay? You don't even play like this. Look at this picture. When you catch people at their most comfortable moments, it tells a lot. Because when you're like that, it's an everyday struggle to convince people that you're not like that. So you walk around and you purposely put bass in your voice. But in your most comfortable moments, this is him. And these are the haters when I go live every day. So with that being said, salute to everybody in the Venmo to sell, the Cash App, the Super Chat. Shout out to David Morrell. Shout out to David Benavidez. Shout out to Turkey out of Sheik, His Excellency. Shout out to Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol. I have no horse in this race. I just want a good fight, you know, and I would love to just get back to boxing. And if you're not doing right by yourself and your career, I'm not going to support you. I just want the best to fight the best. The general should be on the set over there. You know, you guys need to cut this crap out.
I'm gay. Gay, like super gay. Like one down here, one here, one here, one here gay. I thought you knew that.
Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.